Hi guys, today we're going to talk about boosting immunity and the many things that we can do to do it, the many ways you can put it in your control. So many people think about the time of year when we start getting ill, maybe around November on through the holiday seasons into April. We just figure, okay, this is flu season, this is sickness season, there's nothing I can do about it, my kids come home with germs, it's just a part of my reality. Getting sick will be a major part of growing up and having kids in the house. Well, I'm going to challenge you a little bit. The first thing I'm going to talk about is, you're right, kids bring home germs, and your immunity will determine your ability to fight it or how you're going to handle it. The biggest thing with immunity, though, is I like to think about what does immunity have to be able to do? And it has to be able to be aware of a contaminant, process what that contaminant is, and then manifest a defense against it. Sounds like a lot of work, right? I would absolutely agree. So I'm going to start with my first topic, which is diet. You are what you eat. We've all heard that. So if you eat junk food, you're going to build a junk immunity. Eating lots of sugar, lots of processed food. If you can't say what's on the label, it's probably not going to help your immunity. So what things should we be looking to avoid, and what should we be looking to consume? Well, first and foremost, let's avoid the big one, sugar. Where is sugar found? Everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. If you look at candy bars, if you step away from candy bars and you look at cereal, if you look at bread, they're all carbohydrates. They all break down to a form of sugar. Sugar is sugar. What did your kids have before they went to school? They had breakfast with cereal. That cereal had milk, sugar, some more sugar, and then some dairy, which is inflammatory. Inflammation decreases the body's ability to process with immunity. So, what should we look at with our diet? Shop around the outer edges of your supermarket. Look at things like an apple. What's in an apple? An apple. Is there sugar present? Yes. Should we eat 10 apples? No. Should we drink a glass of apple juice? Absolutely not. When you look at serving size and you look at how much sugar's in there, it can be a little conflicting, but there's a lot of sugar. So look at your green leafy vegetables. I know, I said it, they're green. You don't think they're that tasty, but when you remove sugar, you find out that things have a lot more flavor to them. When you can see that it's a pepper, an onion, you can make salads with that. You can use them to cook them on the stove. You can have a lot of wonderful recipes that don't require you to consume so much sugar. So when we look at diet, that's a big part. Shop around the outer edge. I do say with that, very safely, after you process through the meats, make sure they mix in there, though, some pepperoni and stuff like that. Those are processed meats. If you can't say all the ingredients, try to scoot around it. But if you say, hey, that's great in a perfect world, but come on, Dr. Rodney, realistically, I don't have time to do that. Then make very selective food choices for your family. Be conscious about what you send them to school with. Be conscious what you consume when you take yourself to work. Do you take lunch with you, or do you go to a fast food restaurant? Those things tend to be items you can really take into consideration, which will have a profound impact on you. The other part of it is when we're looking at immunity, we want to look at our sleep and fatigue reduction. Those are two different things, but I want to talk about them as one. Sleep. We fall asleep, we wake up, yay, I feel great. Well, some people can't fall asleep as long as they want. They don't get the hours that they want of sleep, and then they burn the candle at both ends. It's okay to say no here, people. Hey, Mom and Dad, can I stay up to watch an hour of TV? No, go to bed. We need to go to bed, so you need to go to bed. Hey, Mom and Dad, I'm going to go out with friends. Do you guys want to go with me? Nope, we'll take you to your friend's house, have fun. Mom, you guys want to go grab dinner? No, keeping things controlled in your environment is really, really important. That's part of calming down. We've talked about in other videos that with sleep comes the importance of how you get it. What is your routine when you close down for the end of the night? And yes, I do mean close down. Close down your laptop, put down your phone, shut off the TV. Sounds pretty comical because a lot of people like to fall asleep with their TV on or music in the background. I'm going to recommend that you use a white noise machine. You get rid of the TV. You get rid of all that blue light and irritation to the mind, and you stop trying to keep the mind going. That's the whole concept of sleep and fatigue reduction. Reduce the fatigue by reducing what you take in through your mind. Reading is good. It's not fatigue reduction there. Reading itself will take you to another place. It pulls you out of today's worries. It takes you out of today's issues, and it allows the body to reduce the fatigue it's feeling. Those are really big pieces. So after diet, after sleep and fatigue reduction, we want to look at supplements. Now, when I was a kid, it used to be if you get sick, we're going to have ginger ale, we're going to do chicken noodle soup, we're going to increase your vitamin C. Great. What do we mean by supplements? Well, in today's world, the diet that we consume, even as clean as it is it doesn't have the natural amount and the necessary amount of micronutrients to completely support the immune system. See, the immune system, when it's under attack, it doesn't have to use a lot of energy. But when it is under attack, it's consuming a ton of energy. Energy is not only in the food we get, but it needs micronutrients to help repair and put emphasis on the tissue that's being rebuilt. So supplements are very specific to the individual. It's not, I'm going to go off the shelf and grab a multivitamin. Yes, that can help with general health, but there's so many other forms of vitamins. Oregano oil is one of my personal favorites. When I get ill, I love taking oregano oil. I personally don't like getting ill. I personally try to avoid oregano oil if I don't need it for that. I like to look at different things here in the clinic that we utilize with patients, especially in the fall and winter months. I'm a big fan of vitamin D3. I like it to be readily absorbable, capable of being readily absorbed. That's really big for me. And then last but not least, I'm a big fan of keeping like echinacea, keeping the vitamin C, keeping some of those components really, really, really close for me. Why? Because if I need them, they're there and I'm not chasing them around. Now, that tends to be an individual one. So you can look at your multivitamins and things like that to build up on, but I really do like to talk about supplements in that point. And then lastly, if you've been sick or someone in your family has been sick, the person who's been sick, if they've been on an antibiotic, really important to look at a probiotic to help build back up their gut flora. That's the healthy bacteria that helps with immunity. And now after we've looked at supplementation, and we may have already had a fight in our hands, we're going to look at a big no-no. This isn't just for immunity, but this is kind of for overall health. Now, all of us or most of us are guilty for liking to have a cocktail on occasion or having a scotch on occasion. But the reality is when you look at tobacco, when you look at alcohol, both of them have the ability to reduce your ability to fight disease. Again, what's that mean? It reduces your immune function. So being conscious of what you're consuming is really, really, really critical. Not only from the food that you eat, but what you consume, whether it's from a drink or it's what you inhale. And that's really big. Tobacco includes vape pens too, people. No vape pens, nothing that you inhale that impacts it. Tobacco is cigars, it's pipes, it's anything that you inhale that can damage the lungs. Now, last but not least, the last topic I'd like to talk about is chiropractic. I love chiropractic for the fact that I'm guilty of being the one that's saying, man, I'm not really feeling good. I'm going to go get adjusted. Getting adjusted allows the body to recognize how it is doing against a disease, how it is doing against a stressful process. It makes a lot of sense that an athlete, a high caliber athlete, is going to operate with a chiropractor, right? They're under a lot of stress, a lot of load. Mechanically, they've got to be moving like a champ. They want their body to function optimally for the stress they're going to go. But what about if we're ill? The same rules apply. If we're adjusted, your immunity increases and responds positively to a properly functioning body. So chiropractic has a profound impact on the nervous system, has a profound impact on immunity, and overall health. It feels great to be adjusted depending on the technique and style you like. And that's what we really want patients to understand, is everything can be morphed and made available to you based on your preferences. So one last time before we close this video out, let's talk about those boosting immunity options. First, we talked about diet. Control your diet, and that controls how you build things. Second, we're looking at sleep and fatigue reduction. Know when you're going to bed, calm down the noise in the bedroom, and really enjoy the ability to just sleep and get some rest. Supplements are very specific to the individual. That does require a little bit more fine-tuning, but basics of that are men's and women's multi. We're looking at omegas. We're looking at oregano oil in the background, echinacea, vitamin C. Again, there's a long list there. And then if you're sick, that probiotic. After that, avoiding alcohol and tobacco, pretty easy one to do there. If you're not doing it, don't. If you are, let's see if we can put a plan in place to reduce it. And last but not least is chiropractic care. So I appreciate your time that you just spent with us watching this video. If you like it, please go through and hit that like button below. Otherwise, we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.